Me to look at you or look at the camera? Okay. Well, I think it's it's hard to kind of categorize. Some publishers do take the approach of having yearly iterations of their games, but there are many that don't. So you don't see a Grand Theft Auto every year. You don't see a Battlefield every year. You do see annual iterations of many sports franchises. That makes a lot of sense. And there are some other games where you see them annually. I think, with the configuration of our studios and the role that we see our development studios, it's really more around innovating. It's more around blazing a trail. Trying to do things first, trying to do things differently, rather than just having a kind of factory that churns stuff out each and every year. Our studios kind of work to a different mandate. As platform holder, we have some slightly different priorities, and I think that's reflected in the franchise strategy. Well, it's a good question, and it's one of the reasons that what we're doing now with Project Morpheus is really a technology exercise. It's we announced the technology at GDC in March, and what we're doing is now very carefully assessing the feedback that people have. Now, whether that's consumer feedback, in terms of the way consumers are enjoying Project Morpheus gaming experience, or maybe more importantly, working with developers to say, hey, we've got this technology. What do you think you could do with it? Because the gaming experiences, I think, that are going to work are going to be rather different from the traditional. The traditional full-on big PS4 games, and we need to spend some time understanding that and ensure that the gaming experiences are absolutely perfectly tailored for the device. And I think if we do that and we spend enough time doing that, then then that gives us the chance of avoiding the fate that befell some other technology exercises that other people have been engaged in. I think certainly the latter, and all of us that were there at the press event on Monday night heard the reception that people in the audience, most of whom I think are gamers, were giving to those indie titles. So certainly huge interest, huge enthusiasm, huge appetite. I think our hope would be to get some of these indie games into the sort of state where they can be system sellers, and that has been done in the past. And if you look at the reaction that a game like No Man's Sky got on Monday night, if we work with those guys from Hello Games and they produce the game that I think they're capable of producing, and we help them take that game to market in a really good and exciting and different way, then I think there is a chance that a game like that could well end up in something that helps us sell PS4s. Yeah, and I think what's fundamental to that is that we have changed. We did We did many things wrong with PS3. It was too late, it was too expensive, it was too difficult to develop for. We've spent a lot of time looking at ourselves and trying to make sure that we do not repeat some of the mistakes that we did make in the past with PlayStation 4, gone and I think looked at ourselves and determined to be a little more humble in the way that we deal with other stakeholders in the industry. You've talked about publishers and developers and retailers. All of those are important partners, and I think a combination of all of these things has resulted in, I think people are more appreciative of the work we've done. And obviously when you sell an awful lot of PlayStation 4s, and we're past 7 million in a very short space of time, that obviously helps form stakeholders who tend to benefit financially from our success. That helps them look more favorably upon us. And I thought it was beautifully done on the stage, the way the lights came on, and the logo was there and the guys were there, and I thought they gave a great light-hearted demo. It was fun. It was very, had a real Little Big Planet vibe. That moment, gave me a huge amount of pleasure on Monday night. I thought it was brilliantly executed. I think if you're talking about the next 6 months which are to come, I'd probably disagree. I think the summer is going to be a little quiet, possibly more quiet than we would have wished. Although we do have The Last of Us coming to PlayStation 4, which everybody's real excited about. But once you get to September, we have the huge event that is going to be Destiny. We're partnered up with Activision on that game. We are absolutely determined to help Activision turn it into an enormous next-gen success and an enormous next-gen experience. And then after that, the next-gen games start to come thick and fast. And some of them, to your first question, are iterations of annual franchises like FIFA, but I'm very confident that the FIFA that we see on PlayStation 4 in 2014 is going to be a proper next-gen experience, and it will be a system driver. And then after that, the list goes on and on. There's Call of Duty, there's Battlefield, there's Assassin's Creed, there's Far Cry 4, there's Drive Club from ourselves, there's Little Big Planet. So no, once we get to September, I think there's going to be loads and loads of stuff for gamers to really enjoy. Well, businesses, have a lot of decisions to make in the course of day-to-day work, and some are big and some are smaller, and there are an awful lot of decisions to make, and nobody in this world is perfect. You just got to look around our industry, and we can see that very readily. I think the main thing is that when mistakes are made, and we kind of put our hands up and accept that we made a mistake in that instance, that you accept it, you learn from it, and you're prepared to say sorry and change your mind. And I think we did that very promptly and very effectively in that instance. And I'm like I say, nobody's perfect. Mistakes get made, and the important thing is just to react correctly and listen when you do make a mistake. Well, social media is very prevalent, and it's very easy to get get distracted by a few people making an awful lot of noise. But we obviously have teams of people who are skilled at interpreting social media and understand what is a real, widely felt sense of grievance compared to the rantings and ravings of a few. I think it's as the industry matures and is now. I've been doing this for 20 years since the start of PlayStation 1. There is a huge kind of mine or a library of really great IP, iconic IP that people have loved over the course of many years, and I think it's good and right and proper. To bring that to the current generation, to a generation of people who, in some instances, may not even have been born when the game was originally released. And it's nice for those people to have a chance to enjoy this sort of stuff. I think it's like most things in life. It's about balance, and you don't want too much of it. And you don't want too little of it, and you need plenty of new stuff, and you need big games, you need indie games, you need some of this old stuff. So it's all about balance, and I think we did a pretty good job at the show on Monday of getting that balance right. Oh, is there a franchise I'd love to see return? That's a great question. Let me think now. One of the games that I absolutely loved on PS1 was Parappa the Rapper. Whether that would work successfully on the socially connected console that is PlayStation 4, I have no idea, but it would be fun trying. I'm not personally involved in discussion with those guys, but based on the trailer, I would say they probably are. Yeah, I mean, Europe, I'm a European, I'm very proud to be a European, and I love living in Europe. I love the different languages. I was going to say, I don't love the different VAT rates, because nobody loves VAT. But the different cultures, I love going to, visit Belgium one day and then go to, Italy the next day, and just seeing how people are different and how people behave differently, how PlayStation consumers behave differently. But the fragmentation, while a good thing in so many ways, is difficult when it comes to those sorts of services, because it's not like you can do one deal and roll these sorts of services right across multiple countries. It's a very painstaking process. We have to go country by country, service provider by service provider, and just do the deals one by one. And it's really not easy, and it takes time. And we'd like to do more. We'd like to do better. And there are some markets where we apologise for the fact that the lineup of those services isn't what we'd like it to be. But that said, I think we've raised our game compared to where we were in the past, and are reasonably happy. We still have, as was disclosed on Monday night, we have over 100 new games in development for PlayStation Vita, and we'll be looking forward to seeing those. PlayStation Vita will act as a client for the PlayStation Now streaming service when that comes to Europe, and the emphasis there is on the word when. And so there's two applications already, but it's certainly correct to say that the remote game, the remote play feature with PS4 has really resonated, and the number of PS4 owners who have a PS Vita and who are using it, and they're not using it once. They're not trying this thing out and say, oh yeah, that's rubbish, and putting the Vita back in the drawer. They're going back again and again and again and enjoying their PS4 games on their PS Vita. So it's part of the equation. It's an important part of the equation, but it's not the whole story by any means.
I think that was the last question.
Great, thank you.
That's good timing.